Hi everybody. I'm going to make a single demo to show the new module that we developed for margin analysis. This module is developed for those companies that normally they buy products and they sell those products to their clients with some margin. The modules that exist right now for Odoo doesn't allow you to really analyze if you are having profit with all the margin that you are applying to your sale. So this module is developed to allow you to make analysis per sale. That means that in sales order or in quotation, you're going to be able to analyze based on costs of selling of your product and other accounts that you might want to have in consideration when you are doing the sale. First of all, the company is able to configure or to set up some settings that are related to sales. So if we go to settings and we go to sales, we here have an option that is order margin profit and loss, and this will allow you the company to define the minimum margin and the maximum margin. This rule going to be used to define when the seller or the sales team are applying a margin to see if the margin is too high or too low. In sales, the concept that was developed here, the main challenge here was this was developed based on Excel created by a client of the Alien Group client, and we wanted to give him not only the main result but the flexibility that he has in Excel to be able to add new lines, to be able to add new calculations, to reformulate all his calculations so we can have the final result as a normal profit and loss account. So what we create was, in configuration we have profit and loss, and we have account category and accounts. In account category, the module itself, it came already with some default data that we have basically here 7 categories. Okay, all these categories, that is sales revenue, product cost, gross profit, operation expenses, income from operation, tax, net profit, all those are configurable, and the client and everybody can be adapt itself to its own company. Okay, right now the result company caption, for example, was to be used for the main result, that is the sum of all accounts category, but this is something that we might remove because we wanted to create a new view, a profit and loss view, but we are going to do that later, and maybe we will not use the result caption, but it's there just to for now. So after account category, we have the accounts. What is the concept here? The concept here is, based on accounts, you will create a different type of accounts, and those accounts will allow you to perform calculation against another, for instance, another account. Example. Here I already have a lot of accounts. Okay, it's just for this demonstration, but I'm going to show you for different types what they are. For example, we have product sales, and here is the sequence. We can change the sequence by drag and drop. Okay, it belongs to sales revenue. The currency is AOA, that is the currency from Angola, and we have the value type. The value type field, I'm going to open it. It allows you to define where the value comes from. So the value type, we have percentage, fixed value, calculated from sales order, from sales line, from product cost. For example, for product cost in a new version, we did for this client, is just a limited version, but for a new version we will, and maybe we can, someone can sponsor that. We will also allow to from product cost or from product purchase. Then we will import purchase lines, and based on purchase line we're going to import those values to the product cost, just like it's going to be from sales lines. So here I'm describing my product cell. I'm defining the base signal. I set the currency, the value type as I explained before, and I use is total just because at the before I can have an account that is the total sum of the category. So this is used later for one menu here, that is margin analysis. I will show you later. So we have here then the var name. Well, if we from the point of view Excel, my client he was able to see, and he was able to pick the cell and see the formula. So I had to create a way also to be able to the sales team understand for this account what is the result that is being represented there. So for this case we have the var name. The var name allow you to give from a certain account to specify what is the variable name that you want him to be. This is going to be used when you're going to create automatically the comments. So I shall show these later on. So for this case we have from sales order. That means that the value for this account will come from sales order. Then we have total revenue. Total revenue, if you notice, they belong to the same category. Total revenue already has is a total marked. That means that it will resume all, it's going to be the sum of all sales revenue. We still have the currency. The value type is calculated. Well, when we have calculated, we have here also account percentage. This will tell you from when you will have to calculate a percentage, because normally when you do a profit and loss analysis, you will have a percentage that you want to represent. So here you can specify the value, what is the percentage of which account. So if I pick here, I can see that I can see different accounts that I have on my tree view. Okay. So when I say calculated value, you're going to open the formula. The formula, I have two operands and one operator. So I can say here that product sales, the value type is calculated. I can pick here all the accounts I want them to be in the formula. What is going to happen is that these will sum all accounts here. Then it will apply the operator from here and make the operation with operand 2 here. Here also is a collection of accounts. Okay, there is an example that I can show this. This is for total. The next account, product cost. In this case, for example, I say that it comes from product cost. What is going to happen is that you're going to pick and it will sum all the product cost value that are for each product in the sales order line. That means that if you have a product and you put a value in the costs, that value going to be there, and it allows still to be added directly, of course. So now here we have the cost, the base signal, and we say that account percentage is going to be total revenue. That is the account that we specified before. Attention here that the order that belongs to sequence is important, because when we do the calculation, it will also always search for the accounts that exist to make the calculation. But all these accounts, not every account, all the accounts should be and have to be there. Okay, the user can manipulate it as they wish. So the next account, for example, is the currency is in USD. This is particularly important for us because in here, especially because there are companies that import products, they have also to understand a bit how much they are really earning or spending, especially when they have to buy a foreign currency. In this case, we are using dollars as an example. Okay, we define this account as a fixed value. Okay, the var is var. I can put actually another name. The account percentage is product cost. That means that this value is going to calculate the percentage related to the product cost. The value formula, we put here 300. That means the fixed value is $300. Okay, then we have operator and operand. If I want to say that this is the fixed value that will going to be like plus another account, I'm also able to do it. So that means that you're going to the value of this account going to be 300 plus total, the sum of total revenue, total cost, and gross profit. Okay, so this is to give flexibility. The next account, for example, see the product cost. Understand that I always use category. Right now, the tree view from or the list view from Odoo doesn't allow me to show in a profit and loss way of viewing information, but this is something that we are going to do later. Okay, because it's going to be more easy to understand the information that is there. That's why we have the category, because we will use the category to organize as a profit and loss view. So here, for example, I define this account as a percentage account. The percentage account, I also have a value, a fixed value, okay? And this fixed value of 7, that means 7%. And I can say 7% of what? In this case, 7% of product cost. So that means also that when I see the percentage column, that means that percentage is 7% of the cost, product cost. Here we have another example of a revenue. This is a total cost. We have the account percentage, and here we have the product, the formula that is a sum of all these three accounts. Here, for example, the gross profit. The gross profit is a calculated, the value profit. Here we have also the formula is total revenue minus total cost. So that's going to be the value of gross profit. I'm showing also just to be able to see the different ways that we can create those accounts to simulate and manipulate our information. Then we also have a percentage, 10.02%, and is for total revenue. We have bank charges, operating expenses. For example, in the future, we can be able also to import landed costs lines to be, for example, in product cost, and be able to manipulate also the information. Here we have another calculated operation income, also graph under you can see that operation income is gross profit minus total operation expense. The account percentage is a total revenue. Okay, for example, here I can operation for example, save, to give a better understanding of the variable. Then we have, this is a tax, for example, belongs to category tax. Here we are saying that is 1% of total revenue. Then we have another tax, is just an example, 10% of total cost. Then we have the total tax, that is, I marked all this account as a total, and then I make the formula where is the two taxes that we saw before. And the last is the net profit, that is operation income minus total taxes, for example. Okay. Then I save. So how this will perform on your cells? First of all, this is created when we create all these accounts. We should create all the possible accounts we know our company needs. Then when you will create your sales order, you don't have to load it all. So I'm going to open just something that I already done first, and later on we can create a new one. So we have here added a margin PLL analysis. When I mark this checkbox, I start to have this. So here I have, and it's loaded all my accounts. Okay, and they have order. I can of course change, for example, drag and drop, still have it. Okay, and here, as you can see, we have percentage, budget, currency, the rate applied, exchanged, and comment. Comment is, if you can see, is created based on the var names. Costs, then I say the value is cost, then I say that the percentage is cost divided by the sum of sales. So this, if you put more, if sales would have more lines, here what we would see is all the variable name as a sum. This is just an indicator to help the seller to understand. For example, here we have Valantis is the percentage, is a fixed value. Here Valantis is a fixed value, and the budget was 300 USD. Then that was the rate, and that was the exchange. Okay, here we have the total cost, that is the sum of the above values. Okay, for instance, here the value you see here in USD, it's already the exchanged value when we apply a tax rate of 100. Okay, just as an example. So here we see all the values. If you don't specify the accounting percentage, the value going to be 0. It's okay. Okay, not all places have account percentages. So what's happening here is that I can clear all the information here, for example. So when you're going to create you have your sales order and you want to use the margin, what you do is you pick load profit and loss, and you will load all your accounts that you you configured in here in accounts in configuration. It's going to load to your sales order, and it will automatically apply some calculation there, as you can see. Okay, then for example, for USD, I didn't say what is the rate. I'm going to say what is the rate now. Okay, I can then update, and now you see that the value is calculated. Here is calculated the percentage also. And so if I want to see, I see that this is 1.5% of the sum of costs is the variable, this variable divided by the sum of costs. Because if I wouldn't have this, even myself would be a bit lost. So this is what you can do, and then you can save. From here you can come here to the margin analysis. In margin analysis you will see the sales order number, the date, the mean margin revenue, the max margin is a resume, and is already the evaluation of the profits. So if I click here, what you're going to see is, so here in sales you only do the margin analysis. Later on, the other, after selling, for example, from some clients, after selling, the project area can come, or for example, and update all the data here, because something is what you budgeted, something that was what really happened. So here is you are able to update the information with what really happened. For example, I have here USD. What is USD? I have here 300, but then I'm going to say that the real value, the real rate was like twice. Then I do update. So now, and here I will say, I can say that okay, it was still 200 US dollars, but now I can see that something is completely different what I had before. So, and here I have the different column and the different percentages. Okay, so all the calculation is based on the same formula. For example, in product cost, before was 20,000, I'm going to say that it was 22,000. Here I can keep the value, but the other places, as you can see, they automatically have been calculated. Let me update. For example, I can see the differences. Here already see the difference also. For example, here this tax, this is a tax that is applied from the sale. If I change the value of the sale, okay, let us say I wanted to sell for this value, but the client asked me a lot for discount, and I did this. One more zero. Yeah. So now you can see that the value is different. So here then I can allow me to, if you notice here we are resuming everything and it's been updated also. So this is my product cost, my real product cost. This is what was expecting, this is what really happened, and this is, or this was the budget revenue, and this was the real revenue. Okay, real sales revenue, not the profit yet. So we were expecting these sales, but we actually received less. I don't know if this is right. Let me see. Minus. I have to check it out. Let me see. This is open minus tax. Yeah, this formula is just not right, because I'm using taxes instead of using other values. It was just to demonstrate if it works or not. Okay, not the value itself. So here basically I have a resume, okay, of what happened, and what was budgeted, what was the real, and what is the differences. Okay, I'm not sure. Here the net profit is calculated, and say please reduce the margin. Okay, these are rules, and that is based on the minimum and maximum margin value. So those rules, based on the rules, if the margin is too high regard the maximum margin, it will give you this small advice. You follow if you want, of course. So this is the basic functionality of the module. You can then put some notes regarding the what you see. It allows you, and you also later on, for example, you can specify new accounts if you want. For example, I can create new account, but for this case, you are not going to. The user is not able to create it, because here is only people that. For example, this is very adapt for companies that sell. You have a company that really make the sell, but the other one that really implements, other team that really implement the project. So sometimes is a big difference between those what have been budgeted and what has been really sold. So we have state because it will allow also to validate, because in case that you want someone to be validating sales order and margins, and is a way. And when the sales order also is done, the P&L also is in goes to state done. Okay. This will be also in version 9. Okay. For now it's just in version 8, but it will be also in version 9. Mainly they share quite a lot of code, and so just some changes that it has to be done in terms of menus. So thank you.